Hello guys, this is Prankur. Welcome to my channel Begin Endless Automation, and today we will see how to access Jira through API tokens and perform all the important operations like create, update and delete tickets, updating their priorities and assignee, and so many other operations. So first of all, let's go to Jira and see how to generate an API token. So this is the Jira website, and in the right hand top you can see your profile icon. Just click on that, go to account settings. There you have to click on security. You can see there is an option to generate API tokens, so just click on create and manage API tokens. I have already created one API token, so you just have to click on create API token, name it and create. Once you create this API token and close this window, you'll not be able to see this API token anymore. So just make sure to copy it somewhere. So I'll just close it and I'll delete this one because I have already one token. So now let's go to UiPath and see how to use this API token to access it through UiPath. So this is UiPath, and first of all you have to download a package to interact with Jira. So when you click on manage packages, you can click on all packages and you can just write uipath.jira. So this is the package that you have to use. You can see the latest version is 2.2.0. I have already installed it, so we can directly interact with it. So just click on Jira scope and then go to properties. So here you have to first select authentication type as API token. Then you have to pass the API token as a secure string, and you just have to put your username and your server URL. So now you are connected to Jira. First we'll see how to create an issue. So I'll take this activity, create issue. If you go to activities, just write Jira and it will list all the activities that are present in that particular package. So first of all we'll use create issue activity. So first of all you have to provide project key, then type of the ticket, then its summary and description. So project key, you can find your project key here. So I'm on the project page. You can see the key is TR. So let's create a ticket. Project key is TR. Type, when you want to create a ticket, you can see the issue type. It can be improvement, task, new feature or anything. So for now, let's create a task. Right, this is a task summary, then this is a task description. That's it. And now just run it. You'll see an icon here when it starts. So you can see that icon now, and it is completed. So let me refresh the page and you can see that it has created a new task here. It was very simple, wasn't it? So now we'll see how to delete a ticket, delete an issue. So you have to pass this key to delete an issue. So I'll just pass TR4 and I'll run it. Hopefully it will not take that much time. Now, okay, so it has started, it's completed. Now let me refresh the page again. So you can see that it has deleted the ticket. You just have to make sure that whatever activities you are using related to Jira scope must be under this Jira scope only, otherwise they will not work. So now see how to get a ticket and get all the related information related to that ticket and how to update a ticket. So I'll just write update issue. I'll have to pass the issue key, and issue key is TR1. Let me open this ticket also. So it is TR1. Then if you go to properties, sorry, it should be get issue first of all, because we'll get the issue then we'll update it. So let me pass TR1 will return all the fields related to that issue. So I have already created a variable, so I'll just pass that, and when you are passing that, go back to variables panel and check that the variable type is atlassian.jira.issue. So it will provide me all the information of all the fields. Now let's take an assign activity. So we will update the summary and description of the ticket. So as of now you can see the summary is this is a demo ticket and this is a demo description. So we'll change both of them. So all fields dot summary, through it you can access the summary. So because I'm changing, so it is in the left hand side and I'll update it. This is updated summary from UI path, and same thing I'll do for the description. So you can write all fields which are variable dot description. We'll change it to this is an updated description from UI path. And now we will pass this variable again to update issue activity. So you just have to pass the Jira issue variable here. Let's run it. It hasn't started yet. My machine is a bit slow, sorry for that. So it has started. It's taking quite some time. Okay, it is completed. So let me just refresh the page. So you can see that it has updated the summary and the description as well. So now we will see how to update the priority. So I'll remove these things and I'll take only one assign activity. I'll write dot priority. Let's first check what is the current priority. As of now it is medium. We'll make it to high. So I'll type high and I'll run it. has started. So we'll go and refresh the page again once it ends. Let's go and refresh the page. You can see that it has changed the priority to high. Now we will see how to assign ticket. As of now, you can see that it is unassigned. So for assigning a ticket, there is a property account ID which carries a uniquely identified number through which you can assign a ticket, and that assign activity actually it contains properties like ID, name, display name, and email ID. So when you assign the ID, then it assigns that particular member to that ticket. So to get that account ID, you will have to first use find users. So what this activity does, you will have to provide a name or email ID through which it finds the user, and then you can take the account ID and use the assign activity to assign a ticket to someone. So I'll just write my email ID for testing. It will return a list of users. In case of email ID, it should return only one row. So I'll have users. Now I'll use assign issue activity instead of update issue. So I'll have to pass issue key here, this tr1, and assign it should be from users. Should take the first element, that is 0 dot account ID. When you type dot, you will be able to see all the properties. So you have to assign account ID. So let's try to run it. So this activity will take Jira.user. So we'll pass only users and first element from them. So let me run it. It should assign this issue to my name. It hasn't started yet. It is taking a lot more time, so it is completed. Now we'll go to the ticket and refresh the page. So you can see that it has assigned the ticket to that user. Now we will see how to add comments to the ticket. So we will go here, we'll write comments. So add comment, we'll have to pass issue key is tr1. This is comment from UiPath. So let me run it. It has started. It is completed. Let me refresh the page. So in the down, we'll be able to see the comments. So as you can see, 12 seconds ago, this is comment from UiPath. Now, if you want to delete a comment, what you need to do is, you need to use this get comments activity, providing your issue key. It will return you all the comments, an array of all the comments So let's say something like this. So then you will have to iterate on all the comments. When you are using a for each loop, don't forget to change the type to Atlassian.jira.comment so that you can iterate. And once you do this, you will be able to see all the properties which is related to comment, and based on that you can delete the comment also. So for deleting the comment, you have this activity delete comment. So in this activity you have to pass the comment variable, which is what we are iterating on as of now. So all comments. Now you can see how you can access all the properties. So you can see the author, body of the comment, ID, group level, and everything here, and based on that you can delete the comment. You can just type item here and it will delete the comment. So this is how we can delete the comments. Now let's see how to work with attachments. So as you can see, add attachment is pretty much simple. You just have to pass the issue key and path of the file, and you will be able to attachments. We'll just pass the path like this and it will add the attachment to the issue. So let me just remove these two activities, we don't need them now. If you want to delete or download the attachment, you should first use get attachments activity, where you should pass first issue key. So it will return list of attachments. So I already have a variable for that, so I'll use that, all attachments. We'll see what type it is. So if you see, it is of type Atlassian.jira.attachment. So then what you have to do, you will have to loop on it, and while looping just make sure that argument type should be of same Atlassian Jira attachment. Now I'll pass that variable here, and I'll take delete activity. I'll pass the issue key here also, and here I'll pass the instance, that is item. Now if you want to delete or download the attachment based on some conditions, so you can see the all the properties that are available, like author is nothing but the email ID, and then created date, file name, and ID. So you can use these properties, and based on that you can delete or download the attachments. For downloading, you just need to have this activity, should pass the instance item and your path where you would be saving your file. That's it. So this was all about attachments. Now I would like to show you one more option through which we can update the Jira tickets, and that is execute method. If you click on configure, you will see there are so many functions that you can use to update the ticket, like add attachments, add comments, assign issue, create group, create issue, and so many things. You just have to select one of the functions and pass the parameters and click on done, and you are okay with it. It will work. So there are many more things what you can do through this package. So do try them all and automate bug and project management for your project. Till the next video, thank you so much for watching.